Hi, Paul Gillihan, Clinton Township Supervisor, and we're here with Jason Carr in a little bit of a role reversal. You're usually the guy asking the questions.
This is strange for me because normally I'm, for 3 decades I was the one doing that, but I'm sitting here with Paul here at the Great Lakes Family Restaurant, Family Dining, just south of Metro Parkway, 16 Mile, and Harper, and this is the Monday pre-cruise for the big event, Gratiot Cruise.
So, you see?
Did you see what I just did there?
Force of habit. I got my own. But you know what? Pre-cruise here. So, Jason, your connection to this event happened how?
I was invited. I don't know who had the, sat up in bed one morning and went, oh, that was a strange dream. We should invite Jason Carr to be our Grand Marshal. I accepted, and now I'm taking the reins from you. But what I heard was if I don't live up to the standard that you set last year, I'm going to get tapped on the shoulder like Sparky Anderson, Captain Hook, and you come out of the bullpen and you take over for me.
So you got your wave down? There you go.
How's it going?
There's not that much to it, right? You just got to do the wave to everybody as you're cruising by. But, it's about building a community. It's about creating these great events that brings the community together. And I can't think of a better example than the Gratiot Cruise. We've got not just all the cars coming to the McLaren building at 16 in Gratiot, but we've got the Recreation Department Family Fun Zone. Lots of great things for families and kids to do. And so we want everybody to turn out.
That's 16 in Gratiot. Oh, and right on cue for our audio. What's the big idea of revving your engine while we're trying to do an interview over here?
Oh, sorry to interrupt you.
No, we want it. Let me hear it.
You want it again?
Yeah, give it to me. Look at what you got. Oh boy, he's got to do some special. What do you got, Night Rider in there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
Did you hear that?
All right, no. Not very conducive for an interview, but we got to determine what year is this car? 63?
Yeah, it's number 2 out of 18.
Yeah. So I was absolutely correct because I was born in 1970, 63.
Nice.
I wasn't even a twinkle in my father's eye at that point.
Well, that's how you crash a video, right? You have the car pull up and you get the motors revving, but that's what this is all about, right?
All right, okay. So here's the question we're asking everybody. What's the favorite car you've ever owned?
This is going to sound like I'm saying this just because I currently own it, but I have had every car you can possibly imagine. I've had something like 23 or 24 cars. I've had big three, I've had imports, I've had sports cars, convertibles, sport utilities, every kind of car you can think of. Volkswagen Beetle I had. My 2019 Ford Mustang Bullitt is without question my favorite car that I've ever had. I've had Audi, BMW, Mercedes. I've had, you know what I've never had? I've never had a Chevy, but I've literally had every American-made bud.
That was the one. What is the one that you wanted that got away, that you haven't had the opportunity to get your hands on yet?
The car that I haven't been able to get my hands on yet, again, it's going to sound like I'm saying this just because I currently have one, but if I could get my hands on an actual Steve McQueen Bullitt,
the fastback, right?
I might trade my Bullitt for, my 2019 for Steve McQueen's Bullitt. But
okay.
It's an easy answer. I could say the Aston Martin that James Bond drove in Spy Who Loved Me, just because I love the styling of that car, not necessarily because it was fast, because it wasn't. And I could go on and on, but you don't have the time.
All right. Paul Gillihan, Jason Carr, Grand Marshal this year for the Gratiot Cruise. And come on out, see us, bring the family, have some fun, check out what it means to be from Detroit and seeing these great cars. Connie, you are the owner of this fine establishment here on Harper, just off the 16 Mile Road.
Right.
And what do we got going on today?
Well, we have a pre-Gratiot Cruise car show.
Okay, so we're on Harper, preparing for the
just south of
Gratiot
16.
Cruise.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And so now you have a connection with some of the organizers of the Gratiot Cruise.
Yeah, there's a few of the guys that are in this show that come in every Sunday morning.
Okay.
There's usually about 10 to 15 of them. It changes, but they're here every Sunday, and they kind of say, "You ought to do this. Come on." I'm like, "Okay, fine. I'll do it. Just for
all
you."
right. So this is kind of designed to get people fired up. Because
Yeah.
the Gratiot Cruise is coming up in just a couple weeks here, August 2nd, Sunday. We're going to have all these cars, all these great activities, but the pre-event, you get to be the judge of the cars that are coming here to Great Lakes Family
Well, I'm
Dining
gonna have my
today.
staff help me because
They're
they're
gonna help
pretty
you.
pumped up about all this. They think it's great, which is really kind of nice considering the age of them is really young.
Yep.
You know, this is more our age group, right? But they're loving it. They're like, "Oh wow!"
No.
Before I was born, that car was made, kind of thing.
The greatest thing, though, is that, you know, here in Southeast Michigan, the Detroit metropolitan area, we are the home. We put the world on
Right.
wheels, right?
Yeah,
We're Motown, the Detroit muscle, and, you know, the people with that perseverance of working the line to assemble these vehicles. That's all part of our culture. It's a part
Yeah,
of our identity. And so to celebrate that, I think is a great thing. And we're
do
proud to
too.
do it here in
Yeah.
Clinton Township, and we're proud that Great Lakes Family Dining stepping up to be a part of it as well. Jim, you are the chairperson of the committee that puts all of this together.
Well,
So
I'm the chairperson, that's for sure.
there's a lot that goes into this.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh,
you know,
yes.
planning throughout the year.
We really start
Very
seeing-
dedicated guys.
All volunteers.
Speak to that.
I think this is the 23rd or 24th year.
Wow, it's been
And
that
really,
long.
Yeah, and it really
Really?
started out, my brother, Mario's Collision, Bruno's Dive Shop. We're all Gratiot Avenue guys, and they thought, hey, we got to get people back on this side of town.
Yep.
And they were DDA guys, and they said, hey, we got to do something. So that's how it started, really. And I just, you know, my brother being a part of it, and those other guys being my friends, we've just carried that
So
tradition
your
on.
family had a gas station,
And a
which was a
repair shop.
repair facility,
Yep.
Roseville, Gratiot area.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Well, to that point,
Yeah.
I grew up like close to Gratiot, right about 3 blocks north of 14 Mile Road.
No kidding.
So just in Clinton Township, worked at Jaguars. My
Yeah.
parents thought I was working until 1 in the morning. We got off around 10, and then we at least had a couple hours to go out and cruise Gratiot.
Yep. Well,
And-
we probably well, you're too young, but we were past John Road if you'd have been a little older. Yeah.
Right. So I had a friend who had a 67 GTO that got a
nice
lot
car.
of
Nice
lot of
car.
attention.
Yes, it did. Still
And,
would.
and so this is a part of our culture. It's part of our
Yeah,
heritage.
and
It's a
it's-
part of who we are and our identity in Southeast Michigan. But of course, East Side
Yep.
doesn't seem to get that much attention.
Well, and that was the goal. Was these business guys that all were old cruisers from the '60s?
Yep.
Said, if we could get some of these guys, and we all lived over here, and they all lived over here, but we just didn't think about it until one day these guys got together and said, we should try to do something, and we'll try to do it so that we can raise some money for for needy causes. And now I've been the chairman but been on the committee for about 12, 15 years, but I've been the chairman for I guess about 5 or 6. But the truth is, it's about 6 guys that just never leave it because, and we work on it. Really start on this in about October. We'll be thinking about next year because,
Okay.
the sponsors that you need to deal with, and it's expensive to put the show on. They start planning their advertising in the spring. They don't spend that on July. So
So you got to get to them early.
you really do. And,
Yeah.
But the township, the support from the township has never ceased to amaze me. I mean, it goes back a while, but it's gotten stronger. And I'm so proud of the fact that you like what we're doing here. That's meant a lot to us because we feel like it kind of gives us breath too, you know.
So this
But-
connection from the DDA, the Gratiot DDA, which most people don't know is a tax capture. So they set that base year,
And it's only
then,
Gratiot Avenue.
and then we
The DDA.
collect some revenue
Yeah.
to make those improvements. And I feel like this connection that we've had between the committee and the DDA this year
Better than
has
ever.
been better cooperation, and
is.
I think it's a catalyst.
You know, we're
to
very-
get things moving.
We're very fortunate to have your support. And then we've got, Tammy from Parks and Rec. She's talk
she's
about
a
a volunteer,
dynamo.
man, and she's
Yeah.
there for everything we ask for. She has better ideas than we do, and she just says, "Why don't you think about this? Why don't you try that?"
Yep.
And that youth and enthusiasm helps all of us too. But we got about 6 guys that never stop coming,
Yep.
and they're here tonight. And to me, this place is off of Gratiot, but all these guys, if I can get them to come here for breakfast one morning, then it's good for this place.
Absolutely.
And they're going to leave here, and they're going to end up on Gratiot sooner or later. And we want them to spot somebody's heating and cooling place or somebody's other restaurant.
Yep.
The whole idea is to get people on this side of town. The DDA, I think most people don't realize, is really up and down Gratiot.
Yep.
You think it's Hall Road, or you think it's someplace out Garfield or whatever. No, the DDA is Gratiot
14
Avenue.
Mile Road to Wellington Crescent, which is that core. Gratiot is that iconic, main spoke
Yeah.
in all of Southeast
It really
Michigan.
is.
The Detroit to Port Huron,
It really
East
is.
Side.
That's how we used to go to my aunt's
Boulevard.
house in Port Huron. We drove right through Mount Clemens all the way there from Detroit.
Yep.
That was it. And when you look at the city of Detroit, that's one of the spokes. It's Gratiot Avenue.
We appreciate you and all the work and
our
all
pleasure.
the effort of the folks in your committee that make this happen.
It's our pleasure.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Gratiot Cruise, August 2nd. Come on out, join us, have a great time, bring
Please
the
do.
family.
Yep.